Well, it's just a variant of the original Wuhan virus, and it's just changed. It has a lot more mutations, which potentially could make it more dangerous for us.
But we're going to know more about its qualities, whether it's going to be far more transmissible than the one that's currently dominating, which is Delta variant, whether it's going to have higher rates of hospitalizations or deaths. We simply don't know yet, but there's every chance that it will have some form of efficiency with the vaccines that we have. But of course, the details are yet to come out. To be honest with you, you're right. At the height of the pandemic, our Black and ethnic minority populations were the ones who were most disproportionately affected, simply because of the lower health inequalities that existed in our population groups. We are, like I said, in a much better position than we were in 2020 and even this time last year.
Black Nation and other communities were thought to be one of the first who were going to get it, but normally this doesn't happen. And so people are wondering, why us? This is a new experimental vaccine at the time, so why should we be the first to get it? So they wanted extra reassurance that they weren't being experimented on.
One of the ways we found quite useful was to have open forums in the Somali community, in the local mosques. We've taken the COVID vaccine clinics and set them up within the mosques and settings where people find quite somewhere they can feel safe and people they can trust.
That's because vaccines, they're quite an unusual type of medicine, and you really need to sort of convince people they need to take them, because you take a vaccine when you're healthy to prevent yourself from becoming sick, which is an unusual thing to do. So if you feel healthy, you don't think, why should I take this medicine? So it's not unique to our community.
Don't panic. We are in a much better position than we used to be last year. But more importantly, those who are not vaccinated, please, please, please get your vaccinations. And they will be giving second doses and prioritizing boosters for those particularly in at-risk and vulnerable groups. So please go out, get your vaccinations, do not panic, and keep your hand hygiene, face masks and room ventilations up as much as possible. I
just sort of think that we're living in a world with COVID, so you should be cautious. If you do have to travel, take all those precautions that the doctor just mentioned.